So, one of these days, I just want to bring an apple in here and just like get that satisfying apple crunch.
I can expect that to be very wet.
Oh, only if we're lucky.
Only if we're lucky. Skewed up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it over here.
There we go.
So how's everybody doing? This is the second episode of our Velocity Mixed Martial Arts like side podcast now.
Mm-hmm.
Alongside Tanner Thug Nasty Else. How are you?
I was gonna say gang, but I'm holding a juice box, so I don't want to say gang anymore.
I'm so hard sipping on this.
And the Matador.
That's me, the Spaniard.
Michael Otamendi.
Spaniard.
Our special guest this week, coming up on April 30th, has a fight. Josh Dyer.
How's it going, everybody?
We're doing great, man.
Super
How are
fun.
you?
How am I? Feeling great. Fireworks coming real soon. Bombs
We're
away.
excited. We're excited.
He turned down a Kool-Aid because he says only degenerates drink that artificial crap.
Yeah,
I'm regretting right
wrong.
now. You
He's
guys make
not
that
wrong.
look so good.
He's never...
We'll be right back.
Looks
We'll
like you're
get
drinking
one.
straight moonshine over there.
We're gonna jump right into this off the bat because I've been thinking about this all day and I was kind of upset about it. Why did you change your nickname? Because for about 10 years I knew you as Ken Doll.
Yeah, man. I never picked that one. That
I love that one.
That one was given to me, and I figured I wasn't going to win all my fights. And you look pretty conceited whenever you lose with a nickname like Ken
So
Doll.
the first time I saw him fight, people were yelling Ken Doll, and I thought they were saying Kendall. So I thought his name was Kendall for months, but it's Ken Doll. Like
So the Barbie...
yeah. But I thought they were saying Kendall, and I literally thought that was his name for like months.
Yeah, most of the people in my gym didn't know my name. They didn't. Like 3 years into it, they're like,
Yeah.
"What? The dude's name isn't Ken Doll?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, dude."
But now that it's gone, I miss it.
Yeah,
No, I like D-Day. That's a cool one, too.
that's the one I got to pick.
Do you got roots in, like, World War II or something? I don't know.
No, dude, I just was trying to think of names that sounded cool with Dyer, and I was like, "Hey,
That's
sometimes
Well,
you put
nailed
those
it.
two in a row,
That's-
same letter,
That's good.
lethal."
I like it.
Here's the thing. Normandy, D-Day, storming the beach wasn't easy. You ain't getting past them very easily.
No fucking way, man. You got to storm it. It doesn't matter how many troops they got with. It doesn't
Wait,
matter
aren't
what
they
you
giving-
do.
Everything you have.
So you're the
Everything.
turrets raining down fire, or you're the one storming? I don't know anymore.
I storm through everybody else's storm.
They're on their own team. I like it.
So right away, do we want to kind of talk about,
Who won last week? Yeah, we should talk about
did
it.
you count them up yet?
I
Yeah,
did
you
count
didn't
them
do
up,
the points
but
system.
I know I got like nothing wrong. So
All right, I'll do the point system later. But
I know at the very end of the night I was like, man, everything I picked kind of hit. So I was
Well, if
happy.
you guys want to start talking about the matchups, I can do these points here quick.
Sure.
Do that. Did you get to watch these fights?
No, actually, when I get a little closer to my fights, I don't watch too many of them because it ramps me up too much.
Get too excited?
Start like moving and twitching and
Okay, I
start
see
trying to
that.
move. Next thing you know, I'm like doing head movement. People are like, "What are you doing?"
You're watching the prelims and like you don't know either people, but you're shadow boxing, just staring at the TV.
Say I have a condition.
I've been there.
Robert Whittaker, very impressive performance, I think.
I honestly thought they were like similar in height before I even made the pick, but
Really?
Whitaker's like all of 6 foot and
Kelvin Gastelum's my height, 5'9", so he's pretty
yeah,
short
but
for
I guess
the weight class.
Wow.
Whitaker and Adesanya looked closer, but I didn't think it was that much of a difference down to Kelvin Gastelum.
Well, Gastelum, he's just good at getting in the pocket and just.
He got in the pocket quite a bit on Adesanya.
But he did. So here's the thing. That's my talking point later. But I was gonna say Whittaker, his jabs are just possibly like one of the best in the division.
His also what I like to call the Doug Jenkins. His 1-2 followed up with a kick right over the person's
Yes.
shoulder. He landed that like 15 times the other night.
Yeah. That's like isn't that one of the first things they teach you when you're doing a 1-2? Do you use that momentum?
I feel like we did that in Brookings quite a bit.
Yeah, that was one of
You
our
use the
favorite things.
momentum
Yeah,
of your 2 to throw a
Yeah,
kick.
I
Yeah.
dug Jenkins' foot quite a few times.
So
Put my head through a wall with a Superman punch one time.
your head.
Yeah. He backed me up against the wall at Action MMA, and then he Superman punched me. My head went into the wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
It
thought
was pretty
okay.
bad.
Yeah, he's my primary trainer for this fight coming up right now. The guy.
Doug is?
Yeah, Doug, man.
Oh, wow, nice,
He's the
dude.
first dude that ever head kicked me and taught
He's
me how to keep my hands up.
done a lot of things to me, too.
He's done things to me. Sounds like you don't want to talk about it.
I was like, we should have a...
He's
A
broken
doll?
many men.
A doll where I'm like, where did he hurt you?
we need like a group like that everybody goes and sits down and talks to. Like, where did Doug hurt you? When did he first hurt you?
When did he
And then we all
first-
sit and talk about it, like a support group.
I like that. Other than that, I don't think Jeremy Stevens fought. So
Nope. I'm kind of mad at him right now for like him being one of my favorite fighters. I don't know if you heard during the weigh-ins, he shoved the guy that he was about to fight at the weigh-ins, and he shoved the dude so hard he gave him like whiplash, concussion, and the dude went back to his room and started throwing up and not feeling good, and his hand went numb, and they had to like cancel the fight.
okay.
Sounds like sciatic or something, man.
Yeah.
Bad.
I mean, no, I'm sure the injury's real, but
I've
I'm
seen,
saying
you know,
like if you're
Diaz push people or Connor slap people's hands, but like he shoved him really hard, dude.
yeah, but like
Right.
if you get shoved and it brings up that kind of injury, is cage fighting for you? You know what I'm saying?
Probably a pretty good point.
I
I didn't think of it like that.
And I'm sure the injury's real, but like
Well, I mean, if you get a concussion before your fight, you shouldn't go into your fight.
yeah.
Like that's.
And I guess it is different when you're not bracing for a hit or a punch or something. If you get punched and you're not bracing for it from like behind, it's gonna destroy you, right?
It's also possible that he's probably very malnourished.
Yeah,
That's what, yeah,
It might have been a little parched.
yeah,
Yeah.
little part,
Maybe a little thirsty.
Maybe
that
30
workout.
gallons light.
right?
So,
Oh, go ahead.
real quick, if we're not counting the Jake Paul fight,
Yeah, we're not.
Michael won by 1.
Ha.
If we are, then you win by 1.
Why wouldn't we count it?
Because
I see it on the list, bro.
different sport, not a real fight.
So I'll let you guys hash that out because
Fine.
I lose either way. So
We're gonna hash it out in the parking lot after the podcast.
I just want to talk.
I mean, I just want to
Just
tell you.
wanna talk.
Meet me outside. I just want to talk, bro.
I was defending your point of view to Trey when Trey was over here. I was like, hey, Jake Paul's a better boxer. I just went for Askren, though.
Trey,
I thought
I think
Well, that's
was
not
better.
fair. Everybody's
Yeah.
a better boxer than him.
Then Ben
Trey,
Askren, yeah.
Trey had like the most not smart pick of the night by saying Askren round 6 KO. What?
So I could see.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
Round 6.
how?
I'm like, what?
So I could see what he's thinking. It won't be a real KO. It'll be like what Floyd did to Conor, where he just landed 10 punches
Yeah,
in a row.
yeah.
It's not a real knockout. Like I don't even think
I'm
Ben
pretty
got
sure what I said was right too. Askren's chin is not the same after getting flying knee by Masvidal because that punch that put him down,
probably not.
he probably should have been able to get back up from it.
I
But when the ref said, "Come here, come towards me," he took one step and then stumbled.
Dude, I
Everyone's
don't
like,
know.
That's a bad stoppage. I'm like, if you stumble when the ref tells you to come here, he's gonna stop it.
I'm not saying it was a bad stoppage. I'm saying Ben was fully with it, and I mean he did stumble like one little tiny bit.
Dude, that's what it just the same in bare knuckle when they stand you up, they do your 8 count, and they say, "Come towards me."
Do you have to take a step forward?
Yeah, if you stumble,
Very, very important to ensure you have your feet under.
I was like, if you stumble when the ref tells you come here,
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's his way of checking to make sure you're okay.
I went back and relooked at it. I do think it was a good stoppage, but
I think so.
yeah.
That's one
Plus,
of, like,
I
my
picked
biggest
right,
fears.
so
Just being completely coherent, but like stumbling slightly.
yeah.
And that's
As a ref, they stand you up, they take your gloves, they wipe them off, and then they take a step back and they say, "Come towards me." And then if you stumble or you look like you're out of it or wobble, then they'll stop it.
so boxing's my second favorite sport. So I'm saying this is like a good criticism, but like that's my least favorite part about boxing is I've seen fights stopped for no reason.
Agreed.
You know,
That's
yeah.
one of the scariest things in the world. Is just like getting a fight stopped when
Yeah.
you're 100% there.
Yeah.
But like still just shook. You just
Because
got dropped.
the ref can ruin your
knees
career.
aren't there yet.
I mean, do you guys remember when what was his name? Tyson Fury got smashed up by the Bronze Bomber, and he was down. He went to like, lift his head up, and he couldn't even get up. And
Yeah.
then he managed to get back to his feet. And
Undertaker.
Like the Undertaker, yeah.
Undertaker
Just shot
style.
straight up.
He was
I've
like a
always-
zombie, like.
having a moment like that'd be great, but I'd be scared to like that even just that would stop a fight.
Yeah.
So it's like
So have you been dropped at all yet?
never been dropped.
Okay.
No.
So I got dropped by Nick Onspach, but it was like a flash, and then I like looked, and I was looking up at him, and I was getting back up. But that's also like fighting King Kong. So
And Nick Onspach is probably one of the most powerful right hands in the world. So
I agree with you.
I agree with you. Was that in
The
sparring?
only
or-
time I've ever been dropped. No, it was like a heavyweight title fight when I was like 18.
Oh, okay, because I got dropped while sparring, so.
No, other than him hitting me that one time.
unless you're counting liver shots, in which case liver shots will put you down.
Were you there when
Doug
Fatty or Tubby? Why did I say
Fatty.
Fatty? Fatty's the guy from Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, in the book of Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna start calling him that now. I'm gonna
So-
change his name on my
Fatty? Tubby got hit with a liver shot, and he had to.
phone. Oh yeah, he was
and then
out for a while.
He was out for like months after that.
I forgot about that.
It was
Yeah, it was nasty.
Who did it to him?
Logan.
Logan.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then that was it. He was like, I can't train for like months, and I was like, wow, he must have ruptured something.
Yeah, it was nasty. I remember that.
Yeah, body shots
So-
are fun.
So what do you guys think is next for Gastelum and Whitaker?
Oh yeah, I had that in the talking points.
Whitaker's got to fight Adesanya again.
No, but what about Vittori? I mean,
You have to wait. After that performance, you got to wait.
but here's the thing.
Vittori's performance was not that good, and it's like he was getting pieced up on the feet, so he spent the rest of the fight on the ground.
Yeah, but I don't like the short-term memory of MMA fans because Vettori's last like 5 performances before that were insane, whereas Whitaker has had average to decent performances.
I'm fine with putting Whitaker against Vettori, but also I feel like Adesanya needs to fight soon.
No, well that's what I'm saying. You have to choose either one of them, and right now they're both making their case. The other one should honestly just wait. Like if Whitaker gets it, Vettori should just wait because Vettori's. I mean, unless you want to stay busy and you need to make money.
Arlovsky.
Arlovsky.
Oh, what did you like?
Arlovsky was old back when I was just getting into it.
What?
That made me laugh.
Yeah, Arlovsky was old back when I was just getting into this sport.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like,
I thought that dude had real vampire teeth back then. You know?
he said he had the coolest mouthpiece back in the day.
That's what inspired me to get it.
Yeah,
Was that Venom?
I had the same one too.
It wasn't Venom.
I just saw one on Facebook where you just put your tongue up and it shoots real fangs out, and you pull your tongue down, pulls real fangs back up, and it's like.
Probably shouldn't fight with that.
Is that allowed anywhere?
But here's the thing: you could totally do it when they're giving your announcement. Like they say your name and everything. You're like freaking.
Or
the whole world sees that.
weigh-ins or
Everybody
whatever it
like,
is.
what the-
Speaking of unsafe things in your
That's
mouth,
cool.
somebody posted on Instagram the other day, is like, did everybody forget that Ben Henderson used to fight with a toothpick in his mouth? And I was like, I did forget about
I
it.
did forget that.
How?
Like, he would get up between rounds, take his mouthpiece out, and then all of a sudden you'd see it sticking out of his mouth, like right here. Like, okay.
Dude.
That's kind of dangerous.
That's really
Or
dangerous.
the cotton mouth at one point sticks to the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Right in the
Or just imagine you get hit and it kind of
Yeah.
rattles around and you breathe in and it goes in the back of your throat.
Oof.
Oh,
It gives me the heebie-jeebies
That was
thinking
the worst,
about
yeah.
it.
I think
Yeah.
Ben Henderson just likes death. He's just like put himself in some rough situations.
Well, that too, and like as a long-haired person, I know you pull your hair back and you get it braided. To go into fight with your hair down like this and it's super curly, it's gonna be in your face in 10 seconds.
Tell
Like,
that to Black Widow and Iron Man 2.
oh, okay.
we talked about that last night too.
We talked
The only
about
person that's allowed to get away with it is Clay Guida because all he's gonna do anyway is take you down and put his head right in your chest and punch you. So he's allowed to have his hair down.
He's
It's fine.
allowed to do that.
I think he uses that to his advantage, man, with his like crazy style. It's like, where's he at? Where's his head? What's he
Yeah.
looking at? Who's he?
That and like literally when he's like the way he does his ground pound where he puts his head in people's chest, his hair's all up in people's faces. So,
Yeah.
That's gotta be slightly uncomfortable.
dude, if that was my game plan. I'm not washing my hair for like 3 weeks.
Nope.
Get it, bro.
Oh, it smells gross, too.
Oh, get it.
So
So-
psoriasis.
Yeah, right. So I think who's next for Gaslam is Uriah Hall, in my opinion.
Ryan Hall's matched up against somebody right now.
Chris Weidman, but they're gonna fight next weekend,
Oh, well,
so it'll be perfect timing.
That's gonna be a
does
good
that mean
fight.
you're about to pick against Weidman?
No, I'm saying Weidman's gonna win, so they're both coming off a loss. Uriah Hall's coming off a loss,
Oh.
and so is
Oh, okay.
Gaslam.
Good.
So they're
Good.
both coming off
I
losses.
didn't like where you were going with that.
No, Weidman's gonna win, obviously.
He's like one of our favorites, so we
Yeah,
always
we
cry
know.
when he loses.
Yeah, it's true. Which is more than.
Yeah.
Which is always.
I'm not excited for this.
And then Whitaker, obviously, title shot. Okay, so next talking point that you were saying. How is Arlovsky still winning fights at the age of 93? He's won 3 of his last 4.
Heart.
And what's weird is he's actually one of the most active people right now. Like, we just watched him fight like a month
Yeah,
ago.
no, he's
and
so
he was
active.
back in last week.
He's like Donald Cowboy Cerrone, but nobody talks about him.
And he's
fighting
doing
them.
really good. I mean, he's obviously, like, they probably offer him top 10 people, and he's like,
No, he's whooping.
But anybody
he's
like
whooping
on their
up,
way up, he's like, sure, of course.
He's-
2 weeks, I'll take it.
He's whooping up tin cans, but it's the UFC, you know, and he's won 3 of his last 4.
He's also just a giant dude. Like, he's like 6'4".
Yeah, he's a giant.
So I don't know what's next for him. Maybe a ranked opponent. I don't know. I mean, he can't keep beating up these tin cans without having to fight a ranked opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're going to say something like, oh, put him against Curtis Blades or Derek Lewis, and I'm going to freaking cry.
Because he's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No, put him up against that. What's his name? Oh, he's the Brazilian in the top 10. Hold on, you keep talking.
No, because now I'm thinking.
Well, you need to talk while I look it up.
True. Actually, I would say I have like 20 more questions for you, good sir.
Oh, yeah, start asking those questions.
20 zillion, to be exact.
20 zillion would be here a while.
I counted them.
We're gonna be here a while. If people were to watch this, they're like, they really think Arlovsky's 93, and
All
they
right.
think that's a zillion.
Since you take forever to type.
Oh, it's a Gaswasaki. Got this guy.
Oh, that's what's the guy?
Okay, yeah, I don't know how to say his name.
That'd be okay. I'd be fine with that.
Saki is fine, as far as I'm concerned.
Alright, so
Oh, jeez.
what are some of your differences right now in your approach to bare knuckle compared to when you were training for MMA?
The overall pace, which is I like setting a fast pace, and in bare knuckle.
I noticed that because like you hit the dude once and like 10 seconds in, and then you kept walking him down, going like this to him with your hands.
Yeah, that's always me trying to get somebody to come forward a little bit, maybe step into my range, so I can smash them up a little bit.
You're doing like a Diaz approach where you're just trying to keep touching people in the
Yes,
first couple rounds.
as soon as I hit somebody once, my goal is to hit them as soon as possible after that, and then as soon as possible after that, and try to make those intervals closer together if
Okay.
possible, to the point where they just become overwhelmed, which
That
is
is terrifying.
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But now we know it worked for the Diaz brothers.
Yeah,
so.
it did.
You just got to keep hitting people.
They-
I was like, you
Can't sit
probably hit
down.
harder than both of those guys, by the way.
What-
I'm confident that I hit harder than
I'm
both of them.
pretty sure you do. Yeah.
Well, they call it weaponizing pace, right? Or weaponizing cardio.
Yeah,
something
pretty
like
much.
that.
Exactly, and that's what I try to do. Because once people start getting hit,
Yeah, it's like if you just keep getting hit if somebody hits you hard one time, you can recover. If they hit you like 7 times
it's
in
unanswered.
10 seconds,
It changes
yeah.
things. You start not wanting to be there anymore.
Yeah.
The soul leaves their eyes, and I'm like, your soul is mine. Yeah.
So is my psycho hand.
Oh God, Friday.
That's
And then I remember because before this fight was actually signed for a contract, you and Austin were both talking about this Lorenzo Hunt dude on like Facebook and Instagram. What
yeah.
made you want to call him out? And don't say that he was 40.
It seemed like a smart fight, just because I do suspect that he has a weak chin, and he's hiding behind his extremely athletic build and his super fast hands, which are really great at dropping everybody else. But when he gets hit,
Oof, you're not
he tends
wrong.
to cover up a little
Is this
bit.
the right guy though? There was two Lorenzo Hunts.
That looks about right.
Yep. So yeah, no, he's a tough dude,
Yeah.
but he's won so many fights recently that he's become a little superstar in the sport. So naturally, I just want to go ahead and take all his fans.
Let's go ahead and derail the hype train.
I like how in
Yeah.
in MMA all his wins are knockout, all his losses are submission.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right,
He's a
that's
striker.
my deciding
That's-
factor. I'm going over to.
that's
Bare
you.
Knuckle. I don't even care.
Yeah, it's about the same with me, man. I freaking love bare knuckle. You get out there to smash on dudes, and yeah. No, I think it's gonna be a good one.
Little fun fact about Josh over here, a lot of people don't know, is he knocked out, out cold. Why did I just forget his name? Devin Clark in Vermilion. It was one of the scariest knockouts I've seen. He was asleep between the ropes like that, dude.
Knocked out Devin Clark, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
And then, sorry, you got smacked a couple times in the MMA. Because they fought once in boxing and twice in MMA. And the MMA was not as fun for you.
Dude, Devin Clark is a savage wrestler, and he's just a very scary individual.
I remember you
Yeah.
taking people down and owning people, and then you fought him, and I felt like he had your back the entire fight almost.
Dude, talk about that. When your main strategy is ground and pound, and then somebody just ground and pounds you every time you fight, it's like, what
They
do
were
I
both
what do I
5-round
do?
fights too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, dude. He's a tough dude. I was actually nervous because when I smashed him and he went out, he didn't even know he lost the fight. He woke up 30 seconds later, raised his hand, started walking around the ring like he won. I'm like, has this dude ever lost anything? Does he even
Not
know
really,
how to
dude.
lose?
He
Did
probably his
his
brain
parents-
just goes to
his
celebration.
parents ever show him what it means to lose? Because I'm like, this dude was walking around. I'm like, I ain't telling him.
I ain't telling him.
I ain't telling
What?
him.
Wow, there was a fight not that long ago where the dude got knocked out, and they went to go do the thing where they raise the hand, and he clapped his hands a couple times and put his hand up, and I was like, no, dude, you got finished. I'm watching you right now. Are you okay?
Sometimes they don't know where they are.
Yeah, and that's why they no longer interview fighters that got knocked out, even though it's a main event or something like
Yeah.
that, which is smart. I feel like
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like they interview him in the back after an hour or 40 minutes or something.
when they sit down for the press conference,
Yeah.
it's probably a
Daniel
time.
Cormier.
Dale Cormier.
Yeah.
Great guy.
If you would have given him 20 more
I
minutes,
love
he
him.
wouldn't be a crying meme on Facebook right now. I don't think. Dude.
No, probably not. I actually
That was-
love Dale Cormier, but
I love him too.
I'm surprised more people don't put him on their Mount Rushmore of MMA.
Yeah.
Or at least top 10.
Yeah.
At the very least, top 10 of all time.
I would, but I almost feel like he was the gatekeeper of 2 divisions.
Well, but he was the champ at heavyweight. And,
Yeah.
And
He was the champ at light heavyweight when Jones was gone.
Yeah. but that's what I'm saying. Just put Jones ahead of him and then still put him on your top 10 list.
Yeah,
As long
there's
as he
a
was with
time
Jones'
when,
daddy. I'm fine with it.
I think on paper, there's a time whenever Daniel Cormier had he had 100% takedown ratio, 100% takedown defense, more strikes than anyone in every round of every fight he's ever done. He's never lost a round in his first
from the beginning of his
13
career
fights.
to Strikeforce to UFC until he fought Jones.
He
all
never
that
lost
was
a round.
All that was accurate.
His
yep.
his striking had the highest. His everything on paper was the greatest that you'd ever seen. I'm like,
Yeah.
a dude that had never been taken down,
Yeah.
completes more takedowns, more strikes, more everything, more domination of all around. And then to go and lose to Jones, and I was
Yeah.
just like, Jones is a freak. I
Yeah.
don't think people understand.
Well, and
you
then
can't
too-
even classify Jones as a normal.
He had only been
fighter.
training in MMA
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 years, and he won the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix by taking out guys like Josh Barnett and Fedor.
Yeah.
And he had only been in the sport for a couple years.
Yeah, he's like, I was a little bit of a wrestler. I'm gonna give this a shot. Surprise, surprise, I'm the
A
best.
little bit of a wrestler.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he He's just an athletic freak. I still only put him as number 2 on my Mount Rushmore, though.
Only reason I love him is, he gives us dad bod guys a good ride.
No, I'm talking about John Jones. I put John Jones at number 2.
Take a sippy of my Capri Sun.
I have to put George St. Pierre ahead of him.
I was going to ask him if GSP.
Because George St. Pierre, first of all, less, how do I say it? Like, out of the ring problems, which I know isn't like... But he didn't...
less.
He didn't fail any drug... He didn't fail any drug tests. He only saw UFOs once. Do you remember that?
I do.
When George St. Pierre was like, dude,
I just remember when like Johnny Hendricks clearly beat him. They gave the fight to GSP and then he retired and he said personal reasons. And then we ended up finding out that he had like 2 baby mamas at the same time that just found out about each other. And I was like,
oh, really?
I was like, screw you, George. Like, come back and fight Johnny Hendricks one more time.
I did not know about these women.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah, oh, he knew.
He absolutely knew.
I mean, honestly, GSP and John Jones are kind of tied for me. I don't know who I think is the GOAT, but, it's up there. What else was on my...
Oh, yeah, I was like,
we're asking
my questions.
Well, first I wanted to ask you, what weight class are you fighting at right now?
This one's going to be a 195, which is a little heavier than I normally like.
That's weird for you.
Yeah, I'm normally a 185er.
Okay.
And I was considering going down to 175
okay.
and taking out some dudes in that division, but I don't know. I kind of like bulking up a little bit. We'll see how
with you going up to kind of be heavier to fight them, and you said he had fast hands. Do you think it's going to even that out a little bit?
Yeah, his hands are extremely fast, but I think I'm faster. So I think I'm going to go out there and move a little quicker. I think my footwork's a little quicker, so I'm going to get to where I need to be faster. So we'll negate that. I think it's going to be an even fight.
So no questions on the weight cut. I was going to ask how the weight cut's going, but now
he's good.
Yeah, I normally cut 30. Normally about 30 pounds a fight, but this one I'm looking at probably closer to 10.
Everyone we bring on has no weight cutting issues. What the heck?
I was like, we could bring in Austin. He could tell you about how we went from 192 to 170 in 36 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, we need that story.
You ever had your coach tie a belt around the sauna door and leave you in there? I took a nap. It wasn't that bad, but he was not having fun for that 36 hours. I know that.
Yeah. Well, was he not more prepared?
I was fighting heavyweight. I was under the heavyweight limit, and I was cutting with him just to make him feel better. But I would also be like, oh, I forgot some in the locker room. And I go hang out water. Yeah, I like go drink some water and hang out for about like, okay, I'll go back in there in a few minutes. and then I go back in.
Acting like you're just as miserable as he is.
I was like, I'm doing it with you, bro.
Misery loves company.
And then I was under the limit, and then I was like, I started drinking water, and he was like, oh, you gained a pound. And I was like, how? No way.
That's impossible.
This shirt's got to be wet.
Let's check it again.
There's a pepperoni slice on your jacket.
You're like, what? No. What's this? Crumbs on his jacket.
Crumbs on his jacket. Sneaky.
Oh, that's messed up.
You're the worst weight cutting partner.
Fat hobbits.
Pretty much, dude.
Fat hobbitses? Yeah.
We definitely had to force him to get that one all the way down.
Yeah, well... I had to cut to 150 from 185, but I had 6 months to do it. So.
I was like, calm down, Khabib.
No, I had 6 months. So okay, so the rest are my questions for him.
I think so.
Did you go?
Well,
no, you asked, will you ever?
I think mine is. Are you ever going to do MMA again?
Yes. So MMA mostly just to build my my presence. So Sioux Falls has LFA come occasionally, and it just feels wrong not to fight on their card. So
I would agree.
I'm gonna try to set that up. I mean, you got to represent your hometown. You can't just fight everywhere but here. I mean, you got people coming. So I'm gonna try to get on some of those cards soon. I might not do it this year, just because I got a lot of fights lined up. Yeah, definitely want to start taking on some MMA fights maybe next year when I can prepare for it a little bit better.
I just want to start this by saying I like Post Malone more than you. I planned on being in the Miami area around the time of your fight because I was supposed to go here in like a week or two. But apparently now I'm going to Lollapalooza in July. So
just have his fight down here.
I can't go twice. My grandpa don't like me that much.
No, yeah.
There's only one way to solve this. Josh needs to fight Post Malone. And then the winner of that fight is the one where you go.
I don't think that's going to be a good fight.
I don't know about Post Malone.
I don't know about
Post. I think if Post Malone has any shot, it's going to be because he probably just smells bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, you might just tap out. You might just tap out based on...
Does he have a notorious hygiene problem?
That's what I've heard.
So there was an article about some girl who was like, I finally met him in person, and I was so excited, and I got like within 2 feet of him, and I threw up. I was like, oh crap.
I've heard interviewers that were like, I couldn't sit there like across from it. I don't know know if it's true. Granted,
I think the reason we haven't heard much about it over the last year and a half is that 6 foot distance thing.
Oh yeah,
That
with the mask on.
Yeah, that's probably why we haven't heard anything
Who
for the
was
last
it?
couple of years.
So Rampage Jackson was a huge germaphobe, right? Mm-hmm. And there was this one fighter, I don't remember, he was Brazilian, where he didn't shower for a week up to fighting Rampage.
Smart.
And no, it was a serious strategy.
People would say so.
It was a serious strategy, and I think he beat Rampage, and Rampage was like, dude, this guy does not shower.
Yeah, I've rolled with a few people that probably could have used an extra wipe or two, dude.
People don't wash their gi.
I've never been mad about
you don't wash
before,
your gi.
Nobody washes their gis.
Take a big old poop and you just give it one good wipe, call it good.
You gotta get back to the mat, dude.
You gotta get back to the mat.
Whoa. Gross.
So smell wise, I've never had anybody that bad before, but I fought this dude in Aberdeen and I kicked him in the face and I busted his nose, turned the bone a little bit, and then he picked me up and slammed me, and then on top of me, ground and pounded me for 2 rounds and just bled into my face and mouth and eyes.
Oh, gross.
And I tasted it at one point and I went, and I think I gasped myself out gagging while getting punched in the face. It was not fun.
That you're gonna say beef stewed you? Yeah.
I did consider it.
Fight Club when he's all on top of him.
That is exactly what it was, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, I Q-tipped blood out of my ears. I washed out of my hair. That was the bloodiest fight I've ever been in, and it's so bad. Dude.
To this day, it tastes like coconut
To
and metal.
this day.
Coconut and metal.
Yeah, that's fair. No, this is good now. I'm never gonna wash my gi, so I can finally beat some of those next edge guys at rolling.
That's why I only do no gi.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Ain't nobody gi choking me. I hate that move.
That is, yeah.
I used to think that didn't work.
Till you got gi choked?
Yeah, remember Jesse up in Brooklyn? Jesse Mack. Yeah, so Jesse was like, I could gi choke you. I'm like, bro, I have one of the strongest necks around. I'm like, you ain't gi choking me. And he was like, I'm pretty sure I can. This dude's 120 pounds,
He fought at 125 his whole career, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't cut any weight.
Yeah, no, he wraps me up in the gi choke, and he starts sinking it in. I flexed my neck as hard as I could. I'm like, what? And then I woke up.
I'm about to say, I think flexing your neck was the wrong thing to do, dude.
I was confident that I could repel the fabric just by flexing my neck muscle. I had a big ego back then, and I felt like I was asleep for about 8 hours. When I woke up, I was like, damn, did I miss work or something?
Did I miss work?
He's like, no, you were only out for 30 seconds. And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a weird feeling getting woken up after you're choked out. I was having a conversation as I was coming to, and people were like, who are you talking to? And
that sounded like a 7-hour dream.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know how long you were out?
The most notorious one I remember was getting choked out and then actual night sleep, and I woke up about 20-30 seconds afterwards, and I started asking why everything tasted like bananas. Looking right at the person, and I was like, why does everything taste like bananas though?
He should have given it.
It's nothing tastes like we're not eating anything. He's like, but it tastes like bananas, and I'm like, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
Worst part for mine was the dude never moved, so I had my arms on his legs like I was sitting on a throne, so I was like, and then I looked back and I was like, oh, what's up, dude? What are we doing here?
My favorite's when they sink it in and you're like, oh, okay, this ain't too bad. They don't have.
Yep. You're asleep.
And you wake up and they're like, I'll be damned, they had it.
It happens.
I'll be damned, they had it.
It happens.
This feels too comfortable to be legit.
It's I'm comfortable right now. My chin's down far enough. They don't have it.
That's how you know the choke was good. Mm-hmm. Whenever it feels good. It feels good. There's no way that's deep enough.
Am I in a sauna?
I'm not even panicking right now.
I'm not even
We're fine.
This
is great.
Dude, I went to sleep one time and I swear I was at a comedy show for 2 hours just laughing my ass off in this dream. And I woke up still laughing, just ha ha ha. Everybody's staring at me. My girlfriend's over there. I got this little Gomer Pyle 14-year-old kid that just put me to sleep. He's a freshman in high school. I'm in college. Undefeated at the time.
Wait, was that an action?
Yes, it was.
Brandon.
You know that kid?
Yep, that kid
Yeah.
was a stud, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
I swear to God, he was like barely a preteen.
No muscles, like 120 pounds of just like skinny white kid with no muscle.
Oh man.
And
Some of those
was just
people are-
phenomenal, dude.
Looked like the nicest guy ever.
We'd get there, and he would have already been rolling with our jiu-jitsu instructor for like an hour before class even started.
I've been tapped out by high schoolers. Nobody should be ashamed to admit that.
a freshman, dude. He was basically an 8th grader.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he was in college.
I was
All right, I've never been tapped out by an 8th
I was
grader.
like a 200-pound, like stacked looking,
Yeah.
undefeated cage fighter at the time, and this kid put me to sleep in front of my girlfriend, and I woke up laughing my ass off. And
Did your girlfriend be like, you need professional help because you might have
man,
done.
I didn't know why nobody else was laughing. I was like, "You guys are laughing
This
at
is
that comedy
hilarious.
show?" And then I'm like, "Wait, we're still in action?" I'm like, oh man, I thought we left here hours ago.
That's funny. That's funny.
I think all mine are done. You got the next one.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, if you could call out anyone in the combat world right now, who would it be?
Combat World?
Yes.
Tiago Alves. I want that dude. I
He-
would love,
He did just say that to us.
love to strike with that guy.
I just never really followed him till he fought GSP, and then after GSP beat him, I was like, I kind of like watched him fall off for a little bit, but now that he's doing bare knuckle, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught him on his rise. I watched him beat everybody's
Yeah.
ass, like coming up. Just
He was also notorious for making the biggest weight cuts.
yeah, and
Like-
his power was very. He's got the second most knockouts all time in his division.
Really?
At welterweight.
At welterweight.
Oh,
Which
at
he should have
welterweight.
never been at welterweight. Dude was like 210 pounds.
Well,
He
think
was
about
so-
Rumble Johnson. I bet that weight cut was almost just as bad.
He may be the most extreme weight cutter I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Between him and Cyborg, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
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 But you know, there was no videos of Anthony Johnson crying and then dragging him by his feet back into the sun.
just let me
That was pretty bad.
Looks like a horror movie.
I'm just like, if it was like a dude in this video, I'd be like, oh man, I feel bad for him. I've been there before. But when it's a female that you see them doing it to, it's like, don't do that to her. Like, let her miss by a few pounds. It's okay. And
It's
I never
okay.
say that about anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, weight cutting's been pretty like relaxed lately. I see so many people missing weight. To me, I've never understood that. I mean,
It's never been an option. Like
Yeah.
missing weight for most people who grew up
It's
in
huge.
the wrestling. Because I grew up wrestling, and I was like, it's not an option to miss
Yeah.
weight. You just make weight.
Yeah.
So when I see all these professional athletes, because every weekend it's like 2 or 3 that miss weight,
seems like it
Seems
does.
like it.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're
the
guys-
first time I've seen that, I was like, "This is the most extreme thing I've ever like." That's literally the only thing you have to do
yeah.
is make weight.
So, August 21st, 2010. Does that date stick out to you at all?
Is that Big Stone? Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I get the flu the week of the fight, and I'm cutting weight. I'm cutting from like 220 to 185. I get to 188, and I call him. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to make it. He's like, well, what are you at? I'm like, 188. Like, it's a couple-hour drive. It might be a little lower. I'll spit into a cup on the way up there. I get there. I was like 187, so I'm a pound over. And he goes, dude, this fight's supposed to be at 170. I was like, why would you put me down for a fight at 170? He goes, I thought you knew. And I was like, I did not know, and I did not sign up for that. He goes, well, he's weighing in at 169. And I was like, if he doesn't want to fight, it's fine. And the kid was like, yeah, I'll still take the fight. Worst decision that kid
Wrong.
ever made in his
Why?
life.
Why would you do that?
Wasn't that about 7 seconds tops?
6.
6. Okay.
I honestly,
Worst decision that kid ever
I'm
made.
a big wussy. If somebody's like, yeah, if somebody has like 20 pounds on me, I'm like, no.
That's a lot of weight, man.
I'm like,
Yeah.
nah.
I mean, if I was 187 and he came in at 185 or 184, it's like, sorry, I missed by a pound, whatever, because you get that pound allowance. But Tanner's at 187, this kid comes in at 169, and I'm just like, well, now I feel bad.
Well, I guess I gotta take a look at the guy. If the guy looks like a bag of milk, like they said to you, did you hear that on the Jake Paul thing? They're like, Ben Askren looks like a bag
He
of milk.
does.
He does.
He
He
is
does.
not
he
impressive.
really does.
So if the guy looks like a bag of milk and he has 20 pounds on me, I'm like, maybe I'll take it. But,
If
but
anything, maybe
bad.
his cardio,
yeah.
your cardio outlasts his.
Maybe. But yeah, usually I would. I don't get why so many people take those because
Yeah. This guy over here talking about, Ben Askren's cardio is going to kill his. The guy that looks like a bag of milk.
But dude, he just always has looked that way. I don't
He
know.
has. He has.
I don't
Well, I mean,
know.
except when he was
True.
in college wrestling, he looked a lot better. But
Yeah, his physique just does not scream fighter. He could be CIA.
Yeah.
You would
CIA.
never know.
You would never know.
well,
Yeah.
I liked him more when he was doing the college and like Olympic wrestling thing because he had hair longer than mine, but it was like afro.
Yeah.
It was huge. Like he would put his headgear on and it would like stick out in 8 different places.
He's a goofy guy. I love him.
Let's just all agree. Can we just hope he's done for good now though?
No, dude, I don't
Those
get why you
memes
don't
are
like
awesome.
him. I love him. He's
Hey,
funny.
but
He's so
but
funny.
at this point, what do you want to do now?
Nothing. I mean.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like,
there's
just
just
go
not
away.
much for him
Yeah,
to
just,
do.
just
Yeah.
go away now.
I like his personality, but in MMA he's not exciting, and in boxing he can't fight. So
Yeah.
it's like,
So he just does his podcasting.
might
Yeah.
as well just become a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
Josh's phone rings right now. Lorenzo Hunt's out. The only person that'll take this fight right now.
Oh, Lord.
Might as well just give me the check.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, might as well, dude.
Sweet. I'll take that.
Bring it on.
So my next question for you is, if you could call out anybody on Earth at any sport right now, what would it be?
Jake Paul.
Jake
Jake
Paul.
Paul.
At what sport? Pickleball? No. Well, that was what Marquez.
Yeah,
Marquez.
Yeah, Marquez.
I don't know, man. There's a couple options.
Yeah.
I'd probably stick to boxing. I think that's pretty cool. Something he's really trying to mark himself out.
Yeah.
That or rapping. I think I could take him in a rap battle.
You could probably take him at both those things pretty easily.
Okay.
Pretty.
All right.
Well, I know you got everybody in cheerleading.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right.
Cheerleading?
Is Jake Paul or Logan Paul a cheerleader?
I think
I think both of them. Weren't they both?
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The male cheerleader.
I just remember
don't
seeing this
ask
dude
me.
fight for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, where do you play football?" And somebody said SDSU, and I asked you, and you're like, "No, I was a cheerleader there."
For
I was like,
football, though.
For football. I was
Dude,
like,
I probably.
"Oh, okay."
I went
It's almost
to.
the same
Don't
thing,
get it
right?
twisted.
Dude,
So I went to SDSU, and I was really impressed by the male cheerleaders. Like every time I was watching them, sometimes more than the game. I was like, "What?" They would just hold up like girls. Like, you're making fun of it.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
looking.
watching-
I'm looking at you because you're watching the dudes more than the
I'm
game.
watching a football
Dude,
dude.
those dudes
You're
are-
watching a
those
football
dudes
game,
are
you're
hot.
watching guys.
When there's not plays happening, yeah, I might watch the whole squad, but I'm not just gonna not miss the game and watch just the dudes.
No, I was just watching the dudes, not even the girl cheerleaders.
I go to female volleyball games and just watch the guy cheerleaders.
They're good at what they do.
It's top form, man. That's top form.
They're good at what they
That
do.
enthusiasm.
Look at that
He's so
enthusiasm.
strong. I probably bench 250 at least.
We're laughing right now, but we're having a serious talk after this break.
On the real though, I got injured more times in cheerleading than I ever did in MMA and cage fighting. I mean,
I believe
I believe it.
There's so many things that can go wrong.
Oh yeah.
You toss a girl
Did
up.
you get dumped on your head ever?
Dude, I got smashed up in that sport. Dislocated shoulders, friggin' dislocated fingers.
Yeah.
Toss a chick out.
I can imagine going for a catch and like your wrist bends back or something.
You know, you'd think that would happen a lot more, but I never really had that issue. It was mostly whenever you toss them up and they're standing in your hand and then they don't stay tight and so they wiggle a little bit, but that translates to a huge wiggle in your shoulder.
Yeah.
Pop.
Ooh.
Yeah. that
Oh
thing's
yeah,
gone.
you never think about that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you still got to catch the girl, you know?
Yeah,
So it's like,
it's
you
that
got
ripple.
one arm, like
It's
King
that
Kong
ripple
over here.
effect.
That just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
That's the ripple effect and tiny pebble.
Exactly.
Big ripple.
Yeah, that's
That makes
exactly
sense.
what it is.
Yeah.
Over. I must have popped my shoulder out like 13, 14 times over there.
Good lord.
And then went to practice afterwards. Doug kicked me in the face.
Cheerleading?
He's like, wow, Josh must have dislocated his shoulder today. His hands aren't staying high on the right side.
That's right, or it happens and your hands are high enough and he kicks you in the shoulder.
The shoulder looks a little loose. There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
He kicked it right back in for me. Thanks, Dad.
Quick shout out to SDSU. We're the #1 seed going into the playoffs. I
Ooh.
still follow SDSU football. My old team. Not my old team. I played rugby there. Rugby, I got injured way more than MMA.
Wow.
Dude, mine was football.
Dude, I would never play
All
rugby.
the time.
That's some
Football.
shit I would not do.
Rugby is rough.
It's pretty rough. But our team was really good. We only ever lost to
See,
one.
they said this
Nebraska.
like article thing that you get hurt less in sports without pads because
So-
you have to protect your body. Like if I'm gonna go hit you and we have no pads on,
So
I'm not gonna hit you
ru-
as hard. But if I have pads and I feel protected, I'm gonna go way harder.
So I'll say this: from playing rugby and football, rugby has a lot more minor injuries, like sprained wrist, sprained ankle. But football had a lot more major injuries because, mentally you feel like you're a weapon, like you're
I
wearing
can't
armor.
tell. Like my dad taught me to use my helmet as a weapon. Like
Way more concussions in football.
Oh, yeah.
Because you spear people. Nobody spears people in
no.
rugby.
you go for the ear hole with your forehead.
With your
Yeah, dude. That's how I grew up
Yeah.
playing football.
Damn.
In rugby, they teach us just wrap up tackles because you got to keep your head health. But in football, they're like, I remember our football coach was like, "Yeah, just spear them." I'm like, "What? You're a bad coach."
That's why I quit football.
Like,
I mean, this
Turkey's
hurts
a
too
tough
much.
coach.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't fun at all.
Just freaking smash at you with everything, and the next thing you know, I feel like all my organs just ruptured. I'm
I
just like, wow.
know.
My dad used to pay me money. He would be like, if you decleat 10 people, like their back hits the ground before their feet do, I'll give you $20. And like every game, that was my goal, especially on kickoffs, because they would go back to black, and I would see people not looking, and I would go up and just ear hole the first person that wasn't looking, like all the time. And I'd look at my dad,
See,
Pay me.
Make it rain.
my parents were the opposite. My parents were like, I hope you don't see any playing time. I hope you just stay away from the action. My parents were like, I'm like, why did I do this sport then?
Yeah.
Can you be the kicker?
Yeah, can you be the punter? that was my parents.
Second string kicker and the placeholder for the field goals.
I was the long snapper for a little bit. I was a tiny long snapper.
Oh, here comes Michael with the towels.
With the towels. That's what my parents wanted me to do. Yeah. And then they're like, rugby, MMA, what are these evil sports? Anyway,
I can see your mom saying that.
what was my net? No, that was the last question.
Yeah, that was the last question. I think we got some picks to make, though.
Yeah, we got a big fight card this weekend.
Let's see here. Oh, you already put them up.
Yep, I put them up.
From the bottom.
Bottom from the top. Now here. Okay.
Well, it's like you start from the bottom, but they're like all great fights. So it's
That's
like,
fine.
This is a really good fight card.
So the first one, which
We're making you pick, even though you're not going to watch.
I'll
I'll call you if you win. And
just send him a text that says you suck, you lost. That's it.
Hey, you beat us all by 3 points, but there's no prize, so have a good night.
So we have Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. Where do we start?
I was like, yeah, we're starting at the bottom, aren't we?
Oh, do we start at the bottom?
Yeah, start from the bottom.
Started at the bottom, now
Now we're here.
Start
Okay.
from the bottom. Then we...
Ooh, I like this. Anthony Smith and Jimmy.
This is a hard one for me because you guys know my heart is with Anthony Smith just because he's my Omaha guy.
Jimmy-
Jimmy is so
boy, yeah.
good. Jimmy's so good. Yeah, he's from Omaha. Yeah.
Hard not to go with the local Midwest boy.
Ugh, and he's been so good recently too.
I might have to take Jimmy Crute though because he's so. Every time I watch him fight, it's just domination. He did.
All right, I'm sorry, Lionheart, but I'm going Crute.
All right.
In what way?
Well, yeah.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Well, if you just want the possibility of one boy.
Second round TKO. Oh, that hurts. That hurts really bad.
And then I will do. Yeah, I'll do probably decision because I actually think Anthony Smith is harder to finish than some people think.
Tell that to Glover Teixeira.
I don't know why I put the. Why did I do that?
I'll say Smith. Let's go second round sub.
Ooh.
I like that after he triangled.
Oh yeah.
After
Devin
triangle,
Clark.
That's a hard
Clark.
thing to do. I tried
Yeah.
that many times.
I
Yeah.
believe What all I can think of is like every time you guys fought, it's just him on your back the whole time. So I'm like, when did he throw up a triangle?
When did he
Devin was on his back the whole time. but I believe you.
That's funny.
All right, it's up to you.
Alrighty, man. I'm going with A. Smith, man. We're gonna take
That's
Anthony
my
Smith.
man.
Oh really?
And in what way?
You could go submission, knockout,
Decision. I'm gonna go decision.
Decision.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman is an easy one for me, but picking the winner. But the way
I'm picking Chris Weidman decision.
Do you know Uriah Hall is probably going to be the heavy favorite in this fight, but I'm going with Chris Weidman.
I'm in
'Cause
my head. If Weidman can get one takedown, that changes the whole fight for Uriah Hall.
right.
It's like every fight he gets taken down and he's not the same when he gets back up.
I would say Uriah Hall is just on a tear, but I think Chris Weidman is such a good wrestler.
Don't say that shit.
No, we're all going for Chris Weidman.
I know.
And if you're not, no more juice boxes for you.
I bought them. I don't care.
I don't care. They're mine.
I'll take them all home.
Commandeered.
We've had
Did
these.
you
We've had these for a week, and I just told my son about them today. We drank like half of them already.
Did you say Chris Weidman by what?
Decision.
Well,
no.
you got to write yours next.
Oh, that's right. I'm not doing this in order.
What are you thinking here, Mike?
Grow up.
Weidman by.
Why don't you grow up?
We're gonna do We're gonna do a submission.
Second sub? I'm going to say Weidman decision as well, though. I'm picking with my heart.
Because
And that always gets me in trouble.
not too
But
long
you guys
ago.
were both picking with your heart with me, so because when we all lose, I feel better about it.
Not too long ago, Chris Weidman got Kelvin Gastelum with a head-arm triangle. Which he's still got the submissions in his game.
Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna go with the same. Chris Weidman decision. I don't think he's gonna put him away.
Really?
So, you know.
Alright.
He's so dominant once he gets you out in the first round, though.
That's fair.
Ooh, this is a big fight.
Yeah, this
Shevchenko.
one's
That's easy for
alright.
me, though.
How do you vote against Valentina Shevchenko?
I don't think I don't think Andre is taking Shevchenko's belt away from him for sure.
But she murdered Thug Rose.
Andrade also knocked
Man.
out Shukagian, who was
Thug
on.
Rose was winning that fight.
Thug Rose was with that fight until she got dumped on her neck.
That was a fluke. That happens only at Big Stone and like a few other locations.
Get out of here.
Who else do you see
So-
somebody sinking in a nice submission and then just get dumped?
I'm gonna go Shevchenko, and I'm gonna go with a second round KO.
Ooh.
But dude, that head kick's been on point lately.
I'm gonna go first round KO.
Ooh.
Shevchenko.
Oh, hold
Boy.
on. Give me a sec.
You know what?
You don't get a pick. Not in this one.
Not in this one.
You only watch The Boys, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true. What did you say? You said...
I'm gonna say first round KO.
If anyone's getting a KO, it's probably Andrade. I think she's the heaviest hitter in that female
Yeah,
weight class.
we'll see.
She just knocked,
I don't think she's technical enough to land on Shevchenko, though.
she knocked out Shukagian, who I was saying last week is like one of the most underrated
Fighters. Yeah.
I think we're gonna go with Shevchenko. We're gonna go first round knockout.
Yeah, that's my man.
All right.
We know it.
We do like first round knockouts, right?
We know it around here.
Shevchenko's got it.
Oh no, this is guys. Don't make me
Oh,
vote for this
dude.
one.
Dude.
Oh.
Be smart.
Dude, I gotta take the smart pick this time.
I'm going the heart. I can't.
You gotta do.
All right.
I can't.
I love Thug Rose.
I
man.
cannot pick
Yeah.
against Thug Rose. I can't do
She's
it.
so awesome.
But it's like, do I vote? Well, last time I voted with my brain.
This is the thing
Curtis
is-
Blades got knocked
Is
out.
if I see Thug Rose winning, I see her winning a decision, but I don't see her winning a convincing enough decision against the champ.
Against the champ.
Which is why I have to go Zhang decision, and it's so bad.
Ugh. I can't rightfully pick
Alright, I'm
against
sorry.
her though.
I'm sorry, I have to use my brain. I love Thug
That's
Rose.
okay. That's okay. I don't blame you.
Second
but,
round knockout. Wailing Zhang's insane. She's insane.
I think I go Thug Rose. I can't pick against my little Rose.
That's
My
bad.
little
That's bad.
decision, you think, or what?
No, because she won't win a decision.
Yeah, I just
So
So you have to do.
let's go. Let's go third round. Third round KO.
All right.
She was saying her game plan was to punch her in the face and then take her back and sub her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She
don't
did
know.
say that.
All right. Fair enough. Oh, Rose. I think they should have given Rose one more fight.
Probably.
Give her that Calderwood Scottish girl who her voice gives me a
she needs to
headache.
stay off the TV so she can never talk out loud.
Fight interviews.
I actually love her, but when she starts talking, I'm like, I need Advil right now.
All right, who you got?
Thug Rose, third round submission.
Ooh.
Third round sub. All right.
All right.
Watch you guys both be right, but he gets the extra point because he picked the sub.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
All right, and then just the main.
Usman and Masvidal.
I got Masvidal,
What?
and I got him with the first round KO.
Exactly
Ooh.
the same for me.
Shit.
Exactly the same.
Do
for
I
me.
even know you?
Masvidal with a full camp,
I
the way he fought him on 2 weeks' notice.
Gilbert Burns almost knocked him out in the first round. If you remember that.
Gilbert's a savage, though.
Gilbert is a savage.
That is
But usually
scary.
he's a savage on the ground.
Would you rather fight Usman or Gilbert Burns?
That's a tough one.
Well, I know if I'm fighting Usman, I'm getting held up against the fence and wrestle fucked for 5 rounds. But
I
if
was
I
about
fight
to-
Burns, I might get put to sleep standing or on the ground.
At least
at
it'd
any
be
point.
quick that way.
I'd
though.
rather fight Burns so he could just get me in like a rear naked choke. Then that's fine. It's a way less painful. So did you say
Actually,
you said Jorge?
Can you
Masvidal.
change that
Yeah,
to where
round one
it
KO.
doesn't say first round KO and it says baptism by Street Jesus? Because I'm picking baptism by Street Jesus.
First round
round-
baptism.
6-piece and soda. And soda. I can't fit that. I'll put baptism. 20-piece and soda. All right.
All right,
20 pieces.
we got
I got Usman by jabbing to death, round 5 decision.
5 rounds. There's
I mean, everybody's. I've been kind of coming to Usman's aid lately because these guys are like, oh, he just pushes you up against the cage, just wrestles you, cuddles you. I'm like, his last 4 fights were exciting, arguably exciting.
I would say
the Burns one.
against
Burns
was exciting,
Yeah,
but
Covington was exciting.
but Masvidal,
I
I don't
was
think. I don't
losing.
Masvidal was.
I thought he was losing the Covington fight though.
Yeah, no.
I thought he was losing.
Covington
going in.
took rounds.
Tyrone Woodley was.
Covington
better,
took
too.
rounds. Yeah, I would say so. Those are 2. Yeah, so 2 boring fights, 3 exciting. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's hard to get through Usman's jab. That guy, it's so
That was the
long.
thing, though.
76-inch
True.
reach.
Is when they fought,
You crack out
Jorge
wild
was
dudes.
piecing him up, and then Usman was shooting.
Well, that's what you do when you get pieced up. You
Yeah,
shoot for a
it
ticket.
makes sense.
That's why I'm not going into bare
Baptism,
knuckle boxing.
flying knee, first round,
Baptism flying.
4 seconds.
I will.
4 seconds.
So Jorge Masvidal's ground game is underrated. I've seen him doing rolling and stuff. It's pretty good, but he just doesn't.
Well, I
use
said
it.
I've seen Usman finish so many people, and on 2 weeks' notice, he couldn't finish Jorge.
Yeah.
So,
That is weird, right? Jorge Masvidal is a different breed. He's game bred, but whatever. Whatever his
I'm
nickname
built
is.
different.
Built different.
Bill, yeah.
Never say that again. Never say.
All right, boys.
I like
think
that
that's-
baptism by
that's it.
street
I think it's
Jesus.
about it.
Baptism by street Jesus.
Are you the original creator of that phrase, or did you get
No.
that off from somebody?
I can't remember who. Oh, it was after he fought Ben Askren. He was like, "Yo, I just baptized him," and then he started wearing crosses on his hat. And then they were like, "What do you think's gonna happen in this fight?" And they were talking about the Diaz fight that was after that. And he was like, "What do I think? My prediction? Baptism, street Jesus."
Baptism.
And that's when I was like, "I like this guy."
I like this.
His likability factor is
His
superstar
likability.
level.
When he said the 3-piece in the soda, I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, real quick before we sign off here, your fight's at the end of the month. Do you kind of want to throw down the details when we can watch it and where?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be held in Birmingham, Alabama, going against Lorenzo Hunt. He's number 3 in the world for bare knuckle scene. Yeah, you can find it on the BKTV app. It's the easiest way to get a hold of it. It's only $3.99 a month, and it's unlimited pay-per-view access. All previous fights, all present, all future, all the biggest cards, all covered right there on the scene. So it's very simple, very easy, and right on your phone you can cast to the TV. So it's like you got a whole built-in cast button. They're trying to eliminate all the extra. The pay-per-view companies trying to keep all the money. So they're trying to do it smart. They decided to deal with Amazon, all sorts of good stuff going on. So
Well, you laid down the deets, but I don't think you gave a prediction for your fight.
third round TKO. I'd like to say that I get the knockout finish for Lorenzo Hunt. Nice, beautiful. I think he's gonna get put down so many times he's gonna get sick of getting up. So
There you go.
All right.
I think that's how it's gonna go.
He's going to get baptized.
I want to watch that. I really do.
He's been real naughty. He's gonna get baptized about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Bet. He
Best.
really needs Jesus.
He's
Three,
been
4 Hail
sinning,
Marys.
sinning way too much.
Yeah, awesome.
All
It's gonna
right.
be good.
Fair enough, guys. There it is, April 30th. Go ahead and get that app and check it out, man. It's gonna be a war. It's gonna be great to watch. So you will not be disappointed, guys.
I guarantee you that.
Thanks, buddy, for coming on the show, man. We love
Absolutely.
you, and we wish you the best. We know you don't need the luck, but good luck anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no,
We know
it's-
you got it.
Excited.
Yeah, you're gonna crush this. So that is the Velocity MMA podcast, episode 2. Thanks for listening in, and catch us next Monday for, I don't know, we don't have a guest locked in yet, but we have some prospects. So tune in next week to see how we did on the fights. I think we're gonna call you the winner just because you got the Jake Paul.
What a,
Thing. So you
what a
get
circus.
So you get a free point next week to place anywhere you want.
Can't wait.
The pay-per-view with girls twerking on it is what we're calling for this. All right. No, I'm just kidding. It was fun to watch.
He's so salty.
I had one-on-one streak. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd let you take the point though too if.
I only shut it off twice when the girls were twerking and when Justin Bieber was performing. That was
I did too. I muted it so I could watch the UFC fight. So I was like,
Fair enough.
It's amazing how many people muted that. I've had like 5 people tell me they muted it.
Yeah,
Just like,
right.
dang, dude.
I wanted to watch actual professionals fight, but then I kind of wanted to see what was happening over here. Like I was pretty interested.
It's like I don't want to hear it, but I can watch it.
But,
So
yeah.
there's like real pros that were on this card. They're fighting, and then they got to watch Jake Paul doing yoga in the back with his coach, getting ready to fight. Like,
There's already memes.
whatevs.
All right, boys. Next Monday, same time. Check us out. Thanks for watching.